Hello, Malcolm. The Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever. It's a ladder map, a ladder match on Desert Planet 2. NX10 land map. We have double A on here. A mirror. Aleg versus Turin. Both going first land. Apache gonna hang around his mexes, make an air factory. Aleg looks like he's gonna build some P-gens. Probably gonna build another factory with his ACU. So, this map can teach you one of the generic builds that you'll see on many maps. For example, Eye of the Storm, where your ACU sits in the base mexes, builds the mexes and P-gens, and 2 factories, while your engineers go to the slightly distant hydro to build a hydro and more factories and expand. And the key to this build, you also can do it on Loki. The key to the build is having reclaim. Damn, that music is loud. The key is to have reclaim. If you don't have reclaim, you can't do this build because you will not have enough mass. So Aleg is not doing this build. You can see he's making P-gens. This is similar to the Loki build, one of the Loki builds. Rebuild the three mexes and P-gens, then walk to the hydro. You can do that on Loki as well. Torn's build, he actually built P-gens, then mexes, then more P-gens. Aleg built mexes first. So you can see, this is one of the problems with learning Supreme Commander is the builds are not like, well, there's just 10 million variations that lead to almost the same point. And you'd think that makes it easier, but if you make a mistake, so say if Aleg built P-gens, then built mexes, and then walked, then that would be a shit build. Because he would just have no mass. And, I mean, Turin, I don't think he would have power. I think he would stall if he made mexes and then P-gens and didn't walk with the ACU. I'm pretty sure he would stall power. So, this is one of the problems. The builds are so... well, you can't just learn a build, you know? You can't exactly just learn a build. And you can, but, you know, it's complicated. Say if you play Age of Empires and you're just doing Arabia or whatever, and you just have the Dark Age, and the Dark Age, you can just learn the Dark Age build. How many units, how many of my engineers or villagers do I send to food, to get the sheep, to get the boar, to get the lumber, and then we go feudal. And it doesn't change as much as it can change in FAF because the maps are so very different. But eventually you learn a few. You can learn certainly a few generic builds in FAF that will work on many maps. And if you play team game maps, they kind of have a formula. You get like, you know, I don't know, 9, 10 mexes per player. You'll have 3 or 4 at your starting base. You probably have a Hydra. So that makes it a lot simpler. You can learn builds there very easily. That will work on several of the most generic team game maps. Of course, Reclaim is going to complicate builds even more, where you can have fireless P-gens because you're reclaiming trees, for example on fires, or on settings, doing your air build with just 12 or 13 T1 P-gens, and then going T2 P-gens. Reclaim makes everything more complicated and more interesting. So maybe I should cast the game instead of just droning on. But not much has happened. No one really raiding that much. I didn't see a bomber. I didn't see labs. That's an aggressive Aurora, and look. So, Turin commenting on all the scouts. Did he mean land scouts? I think he meant air scouts. I don't see dead land scouts. That's a dead air scout. Turin commenting on the fast expansion. So he actually sent an Aurora to raid, and the Aurora got there before any engineers from Aleg. One of the slowest units in the game. I hope Aleg is building a transport pretty damn fast. So Aleg, not making any mechs. You often see people upgrading a mechs, have one upgraded by this time, or just be upgrading one by this time. No such thing from Aleg, and you can see instead he has 6 factories in his base, quite a lot. 3 of them are air factories. It's obviously even more expensive. You have a retarded Aurora fight where they don't even have vision and they're missing each other, and Aleg loses the fight. And now we have bombers coming in, so Patchy timing his aggression. He tried to raid with the Aurora, and actually this guy has 3 kills now and a vet. Oh, a very bad turn from Turin. Nice micro from Aleg, although he has far less. He probably still loses the fight, and he does. There's only so much you can do when you have that many less inties. You really need your opponent to completely just do awful micro to actually come back from it. But Turin salvaged it. He took maybe too many losses, but certainly still wins. And 5 kills in this Aurora, and he's just climbing over the mountain. Like, what the hell is he doing? This is ridiculous. And he's gonna get another kill. 6 kills. 6 kills. Hero Aurora. Aleg can't believe it. This bomber has 2 kills now and a lot more damage. Another NG is in his sights, and Aleg is in big trouble. He can't even... That transport I was talking about he should be making. Well, there's no way he can even drop this expansion. And yeah, expansion on this map, generally you just walk engineers to various locations, but if you get raided, you should have a transport quite quickly as well, because, well, it's very useful for dropping tanks to the other side, especially if you have slow Aurora. I mean, dropping some units is good on this map to do raiding, because your opponent isn't going to have land production all over the place, and the map is quite spread out. So transport is good to deal with all these raids. Aleg is gonna need a transport. He's not building one because there's so much air just ready to kill his trans. So Aleg taking a different approach. Instead of trying to get his expansion, although he does still have some engineer here grabbing mexes, so it's not as bad as it could be. He's still only 3 mexes down in his expansion. But he's going aggressive. Double gun from the ACU. See a nice eco. Bit of a mass stall, but you know, not much. And no power stall. So no mexes upgraded. Oh, actually he upgraded this one. Should really upgrade this one. It'll be cheaper thanks to that adjacency he got at the start. Turin with this dominating air win, making bombers to raid. There's another dead engineer, and using his scouts to give him vision. And he's gone T2 air, so we see gunships coming out. And we don't have any economy from Turin just yet, and that's why he has too much power. If you're ecoing, you need to add more PGens. But Turin's made kind of a lot too much power, far too much power. slowly making his T2P gen as well. So if he had been ecoing, he could use this power. And actually, he is ecoing, but he's stalling quite heavily while two mexes are upping. And it's a good opportunity to catch Aleg's air and win conclusively once again. Aleg trying to run away. And will he get away? Does he have anywhere to run to is the question. Does Aleg have anti-airs to even run to? I don't think he does. Maybe in the base he does. A couple anti-airs, but Turin still doesn't want to chase. I think... Yeah, you see, the problem is if you chase, even though there's nowhere to actually run to except back to the base, Aleg is all the time while he's being chased is building more interceptors, and then he can turn at the right moment when Turin has no radar and possibly win the fight. So Turin being a bit conservative because he didn't have any radar where he was going. You don't really want to chase blind. Gunships doing a lot of damage. Look at this expansion, completely destroyed. But Turin does have a couple mexes, T2 mexes here, and we may shortly see the fall of the expansion. Still reclaim left, even for Aleg to claim. And that's it. Another group of dead inties. And Aleg has almost none left. Only 5, and he's up against Swift Winds as well now. As well as Interceptor, so it's going to be difficult to push here. Does he have any anti-air with his ACU? He doesn't. I mean, he could just get mercied at any point, but Turin doesn't know. Now he may have spotted the ACU, the telltale signature of the double gun, and you can see there he has spotted him, says hello. Turin now increasing his economy, finishing this T2P gen, still overflowing a lot of power. He's actually... Oh, look at that bugged Q. He has Aurora in his T2 Air HQ mix. I love that bug. Just kidding, it fucking sucks. It's a very strange bug. I've never understood how it happens, but sometimes factories can get the build queue of other factories. It's very strange, but that's what's happened, and that's probably why he's overflowing even more power. God, that is cancerous. But look at this. Talking of cancer, killing mexes, core mexes of Aleg. Now this one wasn't upgrading, I believe. No, it wasn't, and I don't think this one was either, so not the worst, but still mexes in the base are dying. Aleg still can't get the expansion or any of the reclaim there, but Aleg now pushing in his superior army. He needs anti-airs very badly. Is Turin going to notice? Wow, this is going on far too long. Turin even has a shield here, and he's making T2PD. I don't think this is a good reaction from Turin. I think he needs some well, he just needs to snipe the commander, and he could also put some effort into controlling this area and fix the build queue. Oh my god, he's only building... There we go. Now we're going to gunships. Now he has lost his gunships here, left some reclaim. See how close he got to this. He didn't even really nearly kill it. Not even half HP. And Aleg suddenly looking good. These PDs, well, he stopped making them, but he has so little mass income now that he lost this expansion. It doesn't look good for Turin now. And Aleg is coming back. This double gun commander, I mean, there's nothing to stop him. There was no air units. Turin was trying to raid behind him with the gunships, but I think this build queue did a lot of damage to Turin. And now, I'm pretty sure at any point Aleg could have just been mercied. I don't think he's ever had the anti-airs in front of his ACU. And he also never had any air to contest air, because look at all these inties from Turin. Now gunships, and again the gunships are not coming after the ACU. It's going to try raid. Turin trying to take over Aleg's expansion as Aleg is taking over Turin's. Getting the Hydro, getting the Mexes. Forward factories would be nice for faster support. Faster unit support. And Aleg is now coming for the base, killing P-gens. He's going to get some nice vet from that. He is now under attack from the 2 T2PDs. 3 T2PDs. And there's also a double gun commander. But all these Auroras are just going to run past, and there's no... The gunships are across the map. Killing some units over here, which are not very dangerous. These ones are coming after T2 Mexes. And they're just running around the side. He's going to have to send his ACU after that. Could just simply make mercies out of the factory. The ACU is literally right next to the factory. He could just make mercies and kill the ACU. But Aleg now has anti-airs with him. Needs some land scouts for sure, so that he can see the mercies coming. One T2 Mex dies. The second T2 Mex is probably going to die here. It's quite low, and now yes, Aleg focuses it. Will it go down? The Auroras, they're dying fast. Will it die? Haha. There it goes, just as the Aurora die. A lot of bombers from Aleg trying to destroy this expansion, clean it up. The mechs are going down. There's still an engineer in the area, however, it hasn't been killed. He will have to be taken out. Turin in a rough scenario now. He could so easily have mercied this guy who's now retreating. Like the sides, you know, I've kind of evened the position here. Still, air control is the issue, but he has many tanks. Turin, he knows exactly what Turin has, and what Turin has is air control. He doesn't even have more eco now, pretty sure. Turin has been trying to keep up, making mexes. Turin says to try hard. Spamming Aurora and making double gun on desert planet. I don't think that's exactly try hard. Look at all these mech kills. And these were only 2-1, fortunately. Or more gunships. And he can actually kill just this entire army very quickly with the gunships. There's no anti-air, and it's only squishy Aurora. But look at this raid here. 4 mechs is dying. He can't really afford this. His eco is plummeting. His mass income is very low now. And his inties are out of fuel. He may want to build an air staging facility. Also nice for repairing gunships, but these gunships have taken almost no damage and they're regenning from all of the vet. Still, the entire expansion dies before the gunships can kill the Aurora. This is a T2 mechs that's dying, and it may well die. Hopefully the gunships can save him. Split attacks. Oh, it's Oh, it's dead. It's dead. It's so close to being saved and it dies. Damn, I think Turin has been a bit unlucky with those mexes. This one here especially, and this one as well. Very close calls, but Aleg, look, continues to eco and keeps a lot of anti-air. Well, it's only 8 Aeon anti-airs here. T1, no turrets. I would feel a lot safer with T1 air turrets rather than mobile T1A, because they have so few HP that gunships kill them very quickly. That's a T2 transport. Yes, nice work from Turin to re-expand as fast as he can. The question of how effective a raid is can't really be answered unless you know how fast the opponent can rebuild those T1 mexes you killed. I mean, killing this T2 mex is very nice. But again, if he drops it instantly, gets 81% of the reclaim back and gets all of his T1 mexes back as well, and then reclaims the Aurora, maybe can at least minimize the damage heavily. And even gain from it, because he still has all the gunships and all the Aurora are dead. But look at this, even more Aurora show up, deny the expansion, and he's gonna these edgy drops are basically for naught, because all the engineers are gonna go down unless this guy somehow avoids his fate. This one is dead, all these mexes that were built are dead, the engineers are dead. He's gonna have to drop it again. And there's still more Aurora. Now Turin, with his double gun, is coming after Aleg's ACU, but Aleg is being assisted to get the shield. See the economy. Oh, he's gonna mass stall very soon, which will save him from the power stall. He should not build this this P-gen, I think, while he's making the shield. But this is actually fine because he has assist on it. He does have time to actually make the shield, and he obviously certainly can't cancel it, because without the shield he will not be able to survive these gunships. Turin stayed out of range there with his ACU. I think that was a massive mistake. He needed to be in range so he could kill the engineers assisting the commander and also put damage on the commander. Aleg comes in with a big air force and manages to snipe all the gunships. Now, will he lose air for that? He's not microing, and Turin's micro. No. Turin. Yeah, Turin still wins air. Look at the amount of swift wins. I think we have them overbuilt here. Another raid for Aurora with the Land Scout, of course. Gonna come after this expansion again. It's ridiculous. Over here we've had a constant back and forth in this expansion. Both players trying to grab it, nobody really holding onto it. Now Aleg again has the ACU advantage with the shield, even though we have a double gun commander here. He just has far less HP, probably has less vet as well. And Turin, with so much air, I think he should just never make another Swiftwind in the game, and he would probably be fine. You can see he's not building anything. He's building some inties, which probably doesn't even need to do, but he's building only gunships here, and the other air factory's idle. He got his PD up in time, you can see, just barely, because a lot of the engineers died to the Aurora, but he got the PD up. And what is going on now? Well, Turin only has 46 mass income. He's lost this expansion completely now. It looks like Aleg will secure it. 46 mass income. Aleg, meanwhile, 100. And Aleg is basically in a completely dominating position. Now even pushing in, I think this is a bad mistake here. He should not be pushing here. I mean, you can't walk towards an Aeon factory like this. He's done it already in this game. He has his anti-airs behind him. ACU to the front. There's a T2 factory here. All he needs. Turin could have won this game before with Mercies. He could win it again. He could win it right now with Mercies instead of gunships. Look at this ACU. He's just asking to be mercied. He has to be killed. That's it. That's nasty. Another T2 mechs goes down. Just mercy him. Well, Aleg retreats slightly again. Turin cannot move in here. This is very dangerous. But maybe it's a debate. Maybe he's debating him in. It could work. Have gunships trying to do what they can. There are certainly juicy mexes to kill. Look at this. T2 mexes in the enemy expansion. That's just disrespectful. And I think these will die. And now Aleg has T2 land. The flak will help him greatly to get back into the air. Look at the Swiftwind production is actually huge from him. And he is going to retake air control. Once he has air control... Oh, in fact, maybe he took that fight a bit too soon. He did save 2 T2 mexes. Still lost this one, but he lost all of his Swiftwinds. Now he can certainly grab all the reclaim. That's right next to... Well, he has control of the area. 39 kills! Oh, you know, this flak killed a lot of the... Look at all these. Killed a lot of the out of fuel interceptors. 39 kills. 42 kills. 42 kills. Cold-hearted killer. And Apache starting Tech 3 Air. That is the YOLO upgrade. This is gonna take far too long. He doesn't really have mass for that. Oh, he's also making T3 mechs. Yeah. We're into that territory of the game when you just have to try something, because the game is lost if you don't do something a bit weird or unusual. And damn, how did Aleg come back here? I think Turin just made a few mistakes, namely not building mercies, and now he's lost air control. There's going to be a lot of Swiftwinds. The T3 Air is not going to be able to do anything. Any T3 Air unit he makes will die to Aleg's Swiftwind production. Turin a bit salty, calling Aleg a tryhard, but I don't think it's really true, to be honest. He just made double gun and land. To be honest. Accidental FAC upgrade. Oh, he didn't mean to go T3 Air. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. You can also see that eco difference. Aleg double the reclaim. And this did die somehow. Not sure how. Oh, TML. Nice, nice. Pretty good reaction there to make a TML. So there's no T2 tech around here. These are completely undefended. To TML. T3 land now done for Aleg. And there's not going to be any answer to Harbs at all. I mean, even look at this 2-on spam. It's ridiculous. 26 minutes on Desert Planet, and you have 150 Aurora. Not something you see every day. Ooh, some T2 shields would be nice for these Aurora, actually. But Patchy's just dying. Gunships are here, and he disconnects. Not happy about that game. Not gonna be happy I casted it either. Do you know, this is why you don't quit games, because, I mean, if we look back at chat, you'll see Aleg saying GG very, very fast, but he doesn't quit. He says, what option do I have? Well, why not? Why don't we try this one? Double gun. That's the thing, you don't quit when you have, well, when you have a plan. If you can think of literally no plan and you're far behind, and you need to get better at coming up with plans instead of quitting. But Aleg had a plan there. He's, double gun, tried to take the expansion back because his was far slower. He knew he'd be behind. This Aurora up on the hill somewhere just got so many kills, and the bombers came in to 90 expansion for a long time. So it was a very good start from Turin. With the air control, I think Turin just made some mistakes during the game. Namely, not building mercies multiple times when Turin with Aleg was pushing without anti-air in front of him. And then also, well, probably made too much air at certain points. He had far too many swift winds and interceptors when he could have had more of other things like eco, commander upgrades, or even T1 land. Could have gone for, well, could have done many things, but Aleg played it well and got some disgusting raids off, getting into the base, killing this multiple times. After that, really won the game for him, and he managed to also regain his map control around the same time, and that was really the end of the game for Turin. He had far less mass income, no access to reclaim, and then he lost air control as well. So well played, well players. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.